Okay, we back. We back. Second part of Black History and Fashion, and I just want to recap from last week's show. We talked to Mo Butter, and
Yep.
she spoke about her thrifting, and gave us some insights and just some things to keep in mind about thrifting. And I actually got another view, uh, perspective of thrifting and how that has come back around full circle, especially for our community.
Right. Shout out to Mo. Shout out to Stutter Roll for joining us last week and really talking about her strategies and what thrifting means to her. You know what I mean? And kind of shedding light on that. So yeah, shout out to Mo. Shout out to Butter Roll.
Well, yeah, and then she also posted in the link last week that jacket she was talking about, off her TikTok. So y'all should go follow Mo Butter so get more than fashion tips and different things as far as thrifting. But it's more than that. She's a stylist. Did you get a new one this week?
Huh?
You got a new one this week, or you still hanging on with the
New what?
style? Rebraiding.
Oh yeah, she got me back right. I don't play around. I do
Oh,
not
okay, I
play.
see. Okay.
He be always trying to throw
Took
the
it.
razzle dazzle. I said I just need six straight back with some square parts, with some nice parts. And she was
Uh-huh.
like, "No, we gonna hook it up." And I said, "Okay, Mo. Mo don't play around. She gonna show her butt every time she
So
moves."
so yeah, you just trying to get your set it off on real quick.
Yeah, I was just trying to get my Clio on, and she said, "No, we gonna Cleophas." That's what we. That's what she said. That's what she said. But
Ain't nothing
yeah,
wrong with
man.
that.
I didn't do no thrifting this week. I should have. But I mean, I do online thrifting. Like I'm an eBayer, so I'll go and
Right.
find gems and stuff like that. Um, Gems like that, and find them for good prices and things that aren't overpriced. I wanted to also. I think we didn't mention this last week, but just all the stores that are doing thrifted resale clothes. Like shout out Smiley's Vintage downtown. I wanted to shout them out just because I thought it was dope. They refurbish a lot of dope pieces and resell them, but they also make sure that they stay to the roots, and they have a bin that you can go, and I think they got like $5 t-shirts where you can go through and get right for a dub, you know what I mean? Get right for the week, get right for the month, you know what I mean? With a nice selection. They had some you'll be proud. They had a lot of classic 2011 Super Bowl champ tees. You know what I mean? So you be proud. I grabbed a couple of them. Some of them was brand new with the holographic sticker on it still. So that was dope.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So today, we are waiting on our guest to arrive.
Hmm.
Uh, a local legend already, um, but we are talking about clothing being more than a label. Um,
Hmm.
we understand that as African Americans, a lot of a lot of labels we take to the next level,
Right.
based on our our clothing styles and what it is that we do. So, um, Gabe currently, say how you say the word correctly.
Ashwa.
Ashwa. I don't just have sex with anyone, right? Like he's taking this brand, his label to a whole nother level because if we think about it, like just recently he was from LA or France. He went to France,
Yep.
did some major things out in France, flew back in, then he was in LA last week, and this week he's in Toronto and he's going to uh tap in and just, share some information about what he's learned about his brand and how that has come about full circle for him.
Right.
Um, what other local labels would you speak about on, like, their impact locally?
Um. Forever Motivated
Okay.
by Linton McCall. Gotta throw them out there. Other World, the homies, Ron Cosby and I forget my other dog name. They do amazing job with their designs and their quality. You know, really moving around. That's what. Real quick before I jump into other labels, shout out to Gabe again for Ashwa. I got a piece here. Um, I got a few pieces, but just the quality. You know what I mean? From mm,
Yeah.
tags to thickness to quality. I mean, I know it might be backwards, but it says not having sex with you. Just promoting.
No, it's not
This is
backwards.
dope, huh?
It's not backwards.
Oh, okay, nice. Um, but just being amazing with how he's been going crazy. You know, going and doing, and how these other guys are going and doing research and finding the best qualities, going to these different warehouses and finding,
Hold on, hold on. Speaking of the GOAT, I think you spoken right up. The next
yeah,
GOAT. He here
he
now.
didn't play.
All right,
He didn't
y'all. How
play.
y'all feeling?
Love,
How
We
y'all?
love,
good, Brody.
love. We
What's the
appreciate
word,
you,
man?
Brody.
We
Yes,
good. We
sir.
know you got a lot going on and you're in the middle of some big business right now in Toronto.
Yep.
But
Yes, sir.
real quick, just let us know um, your journey into fashion.
Well, first and foremost, I appreciate y'all having me.
Yes, sir.
Because I appreciate y'all my people for life. We
That's my
got to
brother.
keep it going for real. But yeah, I kind of always been kind of like a fashion guy, like always into fashion. Because early on, my first job was Finish Line. Like I think a
Mm.
lot of people for the first time seeing my face was probably like at Finish Line in
Yep.
town. So like, doing music, working at Finish Line, clothing just kind of became, just like a huge part of my identity. And then I started working with my friend Berto, who was kind of like a Rockford, content media, clothing
Legend.
legend. He's just like
Legend.
he's like a huge part of the culture as far as streetwear, hip hop in Rockford. And I was working with him as like a very young adult, and we had the Covert Empire, and we was selling vintage clothes out of the Covert Empire. So I just had like so many opportunities to like touch fabrics, touch garments, see designs, see different fits, see different types of things in my life, like probably more than the average person. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that it's just kind of been something that's just like been around me for so long. And then I found out like when I was 28 that my dad used to sell clothes, and my dad used to, that's something that my mom told me. My dad used to fly from London to manufacturers in New York, and he'll go back to London and sew patches on them and sell them as his own jeans. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind
Full
of like
circle.
the full circle. You know what I'm saying? So I think I always just been involved with clothing, and just it's always been a passion of mine. And then recently, I like to get fly, bro. This shit, it costs to get fly. You know what I'm
You
saying? So
heard?
it
You
costs to
heard?
get flies, and I'm a businessman too. So like, going into Saks Fifth, going into all these department stores and spending all this money so I could buy the things that I want, it stopped making sense to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, yo, why would I pay $400 for this shirt when I could make a shirt that's better than this for a fraction of the cost? Shit.
Talk about
So
Right.
it.
you know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me try it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had this concept already, kind of like baked into my, lifestyle already, So I was like, yo, let me put this into clothing. Let me communicate this let me communicate this idea through the medium of clothing, because the world don't really need no more t-shirts. There's a lot of t-shirt waste, there's a lot of clothing waste. Like, I don't know if you heard about Sheen is like causing like global natural disasters because of like all the synthetic fibers and the waste from clothes that, fast fashion is producing. So I was like, we don't need another t-shirt, but if we are gonna buy new clothes, it needs to mean something. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's why I got into fashion. I was like, I'm gonna make clothes that mean something, that's still fly, because we gonna get fly anyway, but let's communicate. Like, these people is walking billboards. You know what I'm saying? Like, you a walking billboard for these brands, Balenciaga, Gucci, Louis, all these brands is using you as a billboard. So why not use yourself as a billboard and push a message? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I got into the clothing.
Hell yeah.
And that's crazy that you say that. I didn't know or even look at the fact you're talking about the t-shirt waste, right? And how it's damaging the ozone. But then I was thinking,
Environment.
like, yeah, environment, like, how t-shirt waste. I bet just go back to the Goodwill. Somebody else get fly off of that, but everything don't make it there.
You'd be
And
surprised. Yep.
that's a good way of looking at it. And you tapped in. You said clothes having meaning, right? So what makes the movement that you're doing now important to you?
I think it's important to me because the reason why I started the brand is because of how I felt. Like, so I started the brand basically, like, if people know me, like, we used to throw crazy parties. We used to be lit, like when we was younger, we used to be rock star lifestyle, might not make it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And learning, understanding that environment that I was in, and the situations that it put me in, you know what I'm saying, it almost had me crash out, you know what I'm saying. So
Mm.
I had a situation where, you know what I'm saying, I had to, I made the decision afterwards, like, stop drinking, stop doing hard drugs. I'm flat out honest, I used to do coke, I used to do all types of crazy shit out here, you know what I'm saying.
Speak your truth.
Party animal, so I quit drinking, quit doing drugs, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, once that happened, it's like the devil started testing me. It's like, you lock in with someone you really vibing with, then the devil starts sending you a bunch of bitches, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
it's like, damn, bro, I'm trying to do better. Why is life trying to pull me back to the
Talk
old me?
about
You
it.
know what I'm saying? So, like, I had a situation where, some shorty, that hit me like, yo, go get tested. I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, like, I'm not really like that no more. I know you think the old me. I know the old me, but that's the old me. I'm a new person right now. I'm sorry, I don't just have sex with anyone.
Mm.
And when I told her that, I got chills all over my body, and I was like, yo, and this is a shorty that's like, yo, and nobody would turn her down. She bad, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the power I felt behind that is just like, yo, you turned down something that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like, that's powerful, and that feeling of empowerment that I felt like I took back my power. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I
Right.
need to give this to everybody. I need to give everybody this feeling, because it's like, we done all been through some shit that we may not be proud of. It don't have to be sexualized. It could be, you might be a criminal. You might be, you know what I'm saying? You might be looked at as a bad father. You might be looked at as, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. But like I dropped these virgin hoodies, you know what I'm saying? It's like a born again. You can make the decision to be a virgin. You don't gotta let society be like, oh no, you could be a virgin, you could be born again. Them bodies don't count, them mistakes don't matter. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could change your environment and make a life that you want for yourself based off the decision you make today. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's like, that's why I think this is important, because
Mhm.
Did we lose him?
I think we might have lost him for a minute. He was he was in that bag. He probably gonna click back in.
Yeah. And my bad,
But
I've
you
been
know,
going back and
go
forth.
ahead.
I had to get this app so then I can go in and check the Facebook Live and
Yeah, yeah,
things,
you
things
good.
like that, and tap into the chat and whatnot.
No, you definitely good. You definitely good. Um, let's see. We give him a minute to try to click back in, but we can just move forward. Because me and Gabe had that conversation. The same conversation that he's having with everybody right now. he was telling me that, and like when he was starting it, so it was like that was really, I found that to be really, uh, you know, really um different, right, and like impactful to how
Right.
he
Right.
locked in and just really started building his brand. Oh, here you go, here you go.
My
He
bad.
got
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
you good, man. You was in your bag.
yeah. Did y'all
yeah,
hear
keep
me
going.
though?
We the last part we heard was like a little bit like after the chills and you felt empowered, and then I was just sharing with them how me and you had this conversation before, and it's just like every time, what I'm saying, we hear it, it's another like lens that's open. But go ahead, bro, keep going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's just like I got chills, and I just felt like I had to give that, I had to give that feeling, that empowerment. That feeling of like, I value myself. You know what I'm saying? And everyone should feel this power. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I done been down low. You know what I'm saying? I done been low, 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 low. You know what I'm saying? But this made me feel like, yo, like I could be whoever the fuck I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that that was super important, and to share that message with people, because I think that everyone could relate in some way where, nah, you're gonna value me because I value me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, I don't care what I used to be doing. I don't care who I used to hang out with, what you know me as before. Like, nah, nigga, I'm evolving. I'm becoming someone new, and I'm flyer than I used to be. So,
Mm.
I'm coming different about
Talk.
everything. Everything coming different, my clothes coming different, my attitude different, everything different.
Pop.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
Pop
why,
your shit. Yeah.
that's why there's energy in these fabrics, you know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to be important. It's like I said. So you're a walking billboard for these brands. Why not be a walking billboard for something that you represent, something that you stand behind? You know what I'm saying? And then why not spend money on quality clothing that's gonna last you? Like we was talking about, that clothes that you buy at Shein, you take that to the thrift store, you go donate that. They don't even want that shit
For
because
real.
it's so thin. This shit got holes in it. It's gonna rip. They can't resell it for shit. Like, it's nothing. It's not even. It's gonna end up in the trash in the waste. So why not buy good quality clothes that's gonna sit in your closet for years on? And you know what I'm saying?
That's
No,
real.
that
That's real.
definitely makes sense.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
can you share real quick that the when me and you had the conversation a while ago, you was talking about the energy exchange and how you came about it
Mm.
with
Yeah, yeah,
clothing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because everything is an energy exchange. Everything, whether you're walking up the street with your dog, whether you're or eating at a restaurant, whether you're working out at the gym, whether you're having sex with your wife, everything is an energy exchange. So
Right.
if sex is everything, then we need to be selective about it. You don't just walk around have sex with anyone. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't just be walking around eating anything. You shouldn't just be walking around hanging out with anyone. We need to be selective about our energy exchanges. So that's why the brand has the word sex in it. It is kind of a shock factor, kind of grab your attention, but it means selective energy exchange. You feel me? So sex, you know what I'm saying? Selective energy exchange, because everything is sex. And if everything is
Mm.
sex, I don't just have sex with anyone. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta
That
realize,
went
like,
over some people's heads, bro.
you
Write
know,
that down.
you
That
know,
just
if
went
you
over
if
some people's heads.
if you you know if you haven't, if you sleeping with people, right, let's break it down to like the bare foundation. Like, you sleeping with somebody, bro, you have for me, for instance, I know I'm abnormally blessed. I'm abnormally blessed. I know
Mm.
God love me. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying?
He don't play about you.
He don't play about me, bro. So, like, I know that I can't just sleep with anyone because I don't know you. Like, I don't know what type of energy you
What
got.
they call it, soul
I
ties.
don't want you, I don't want to do a switcheroo with you.
You heard. What they call it, they call it soul ties.
Soul ties. I don't want to do no switcheroo with no cursed ass bitch.
Mm.
Excuse my
Okay.
French.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these women don't got they a lot of women, men don't got their lives together. You know, they be losing shit, breaking shit, going to jail, bro, all the types of shit. Everything just off, energy off. Why would I
Believe
want
me,
that? I'm lit.
I got kids with
I
different
got
moms.
kids. My daughter need me to be everything to be functioning fluidly. I can't just skirt off and have a pleasurable night, and then my whole fucking week thrown off. I didn't been in a situation where you sleep with the wrong person, you crash your car,
Mm.
you lose your keys, you
My
lose
karma
your
guy,
job,
my karma
you
guy.
lose somebody in your family damn near died. Like,
Yeah.
some crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? But, that's the whole, just making that a conscious thing that people thinking about. Like, it's more than just getting your shit wet. It's more than just,
Right.
having that little 10 minutes of fun. It's like, yo, this shit deep. Like, I'm only interested in sleeping with blessed people, people that
Right.
are going somewhere in their lives, that have vision, and that have direction, and that have faith, and that have, good positive thoughts, and that don't look at life as a burden, and don't look at, like, that's how I want, that's what I align with. That's the only thing that entices me. That's the
Right.
only thing that makes me get excited. So that's what I'm on. And I think that makes people better versions of themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what we trying to do. You feel me?
I love it.
So yeah, but I know you in Toronto right now. Real
Take
quick, give us a little tap in from France to LA to Toronto. What these last 30
in the
days
rest of the
has been
world.
for you?
Man, bro, the shit, man, it's just crazy how, like, you could have an idea and then grow legs and then grow wings and then just start going, you know what I'm saying? So that's why you gotta really, sometimes you gotta keep your ideas to yourself. Sometimes you gotta stop hanging out with certain people that turn your ideas and put your ideas down, because I'm seeing how this idea might be the biggest thing on the planet. Like, everywhere I go, everyone wants to be involved. Everyone wants to be a part of it. Everyone wants to spend their money.
Yes.
Everyone feels a connection with it.
It's
You know what I'm saying?
everywhere.
It's everywhere, because, and it's just an idea that I had in my living room in Rockford, Illinois. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's what the last 30 days has shown me. You know what I'm saying? And that, and then if you have an idea, it needs to mean something. It can't be so personal that it's like, yo, only you can feel that. You need to try to connect with people with everything you're trying to do. If you trying to put something out, if you're trying to throw parties, if you're trying to whatever, you don't think about the money. Think about the message. Think about how you're gonna make people feel. Because
Mm.
that's what I've seen, and that's what I've learned that's made this so successful. Because I done tried doing something like this multiple times. This is the time it worked, when I made it not about me, when I made it
Mm.
when I made it bigger than me, and I made it about everybody else. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's what made it work. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
that's what the last 30 days has taught me. And it's taught me that the world is big, but you know what I'm saying? Like, even in these big cities, I feel like a giant. I feel like these cities is small. You know what I'm saying? And I come from Rockford, Illinois. So
Talk, boy.
if you come from Rockford, Illinois, you could do it too. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. So
For sure.
man, definitely we appreciate everything you've been saying. So what how do you want this next wave of your life, the brand that you are stamping now, how do you want it to be remembered?
Honestly, bro, I want it to be like something that's like, like, kind of like how Supreme made me feel. Like, how, like, Supreme made
Mm,
people feel back in the day. Like, I like Supreme made you feel like, yo, when you walk, like, one time I walked into a party, bro. I didn't know nobody, and I seen my boy Shaq. It's the first time I ever met my boy Shaq. He was wearing a Supreme hat, and that's how we connected. And
mm,
that's been one of my best friends for over 10 years. And we connected because I seen him in a party with a Supreme hat.
That on.
That's that's what I want to happen for people. That's all. Just
Right.
connect. Just connect. Better connections, better relationships because of clothes.
Right.
bringing better people into the planet because we having better sex. We choosing
Right.
better partners. We having better sex. You know what I'm saying? We bringing better energy into the world, all because you fly as fuck and you want to
Look at that
spend.
man making a video. You see him? Look at him, Gay. He
Yeah,
over there making a video, dancing in the background. I see you.
Hell yeah, yeah. That's it though. You know, that's all.
For
Yep.
sure, bro. So, man, enjoy your time in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Absorb everything you can. Um, Again, we appreciate you. You know, we got some things in the works that's gonna be crazy. So, just man, keep doing what you're doing. Doc, you gotta add anything? You need want to say something? Go ahead, bro.
No, I ain't got much to say. You know how when we had guests on, I like them to do how they shine. And
For
everybody
sure.
know the origin between me and Gabe. You know, that's my brother. And he been my brother for a very over 10 years now.
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years. And
I dropped out of college and my mama kicked me out. I stayed at Doc crib for like 4 days until she let me back in the crib. No cap.
facts, facts. Because, because it's shit like this. I mean, obviously beyond the clothing line and every other humongous thing he's doing, you just read good people. And it just makes sense that he's doing a line like this, like for the people that's so universal. It's huge. Like when he said that, he be in these big cities and at these fashion weeks and all this stuff, and he feels big because he is that. Dog, like I'm just so proud, man. And like he's one of few that I would gladly give my money to. Like, bro, like,
Thank
like,
you, baby.
and like I'm telling you, my oversized not having sex with you charcoal, I've watched it 3 times, bro, and it's still in perfect condition. I mean, obviously I know how to wash clothes, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Hang dry
hot
is
water and
hang
all that.
dry recommended. Hang dry recommended, but
Hang
absolutely.
dry, cold wash, with light
Absolutely.
colors. I mean, because it's designer, right? It's not your local screen print. You know what I mean? These things are getting put through a process where he's embroidering, he's discoloring, he's distressing, he's doing a lot of dope things to these garments to make them unique. And I'm just very proud of him, and I'm just so glad we was able to get him on our platform. So yeah, shout out to you, Gabe.
Yeah, appreciate you guys, man. Look at Toronto right now. Look what I'm going through right now. Hold on, let me see if I can
You
flip
got
it
that
to.
IDJHSWA hat on, though.
Yeah, this is an ice hat. Look at the Toronto, man. This weather. They don't even shovel the snow out here, bro. They don't even put ice on the ground or nothing, bro.
So
They just be driving in this shit. This shit crazy.
wow.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
Rockford looking about the same right now, so
This shit crazy.
it's
But I
cold.
got the perfect hat though.
You heard?
No rubber,
Yikes.
all skin. That's what he told me. No rubber, all skin.
All skin. You heard.
That's it. But I'm gonna
We
tap it.
appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate y'all.
All
Love.
right,
Love.
appreciate you.
Yes,
Love,
sir.
bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, that like from that that journey right there in a matter of 3 days, like we was having a conversation. He's come in contact with some of the biggest people that you typically don't hear about
Yep.
in the fashion industry, but they're behind the scenes.
Right.
So he come back. Just a quick recap. Come back from France. So before he went to France, it was a conversation. Hey, you need to go to Fashion Week in France, where he was in another city, and somebody told him, hey, you need to go to Fashion Week in France. Basically put some connections together for him. Got him out there. He out there. He bump into somebody, say, hey, we need to see you in LA in a week or two. He come back. That next weekend he was in LA. While you in LA, hey, we need you in Toronto next week. And they making it happen. So again, the thing is, like we talk about often, you find your fame and your highest levels of success typically outside of where you are
Right.
and where you're from.
Well,
So
and Tony, my idea on where that comes from, right? We live in the
yes,
Midwest. All the culture comes from the coast, right? Whether it be the East Coast, the West Coast, because you gotta remember, at one point America was foreign land to the human race, right?
For sure.
So all of the culture comes from everywhere, you know, whether it be down south or whatever. And I feel like the Midwest is like the toilet bowl of the states, where everything comes, and by the time it comes to us, you know, it's kind of oversaturated.
I think you muted, bro.
Prime and yourself and I and our counterparts. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I lost you for a minute. You said you come to the
Yeah,
Midwest
I had a
oversaturated.
call. I had a call.
Okay.
My son was calling me. He with some homies trying to go sledding. But anyways,
Another phone call.
oh my God.
You know that's your son, man. Let him know, cause he gonna keep calling until he get that answer he need. Family first, bro, for sure.
1 second.
Oh, you all right? We know what's going on.
Um, but what I was gonna say was, is, you know, with us being a part of with us being in the Midwest, you can hear me again, right?
For sure, you good.
Okay. With us being a part of the Midwest, you know, we get a lot of the culture late. But like I said, with Gabe, with people like Mo Butter, yourself and myself and others, we are prime examples.
Uh-oh. Right?
We know what to do. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I
Prime
don't know if you
examples. We know what to do.
we know what to do. We know, you know, I feel like we are true descendants from the old countries, you know, whether it be Africa, France, Japan, China, Australia, like where all of this culture comes from that gets migrated to a migrated country, which is America. And I think it's big when we able to like really show the world what we can do. When you have other artists like your Virgil Ablohs, or you have you know, other folks from the Midwest. I say Midwest winners because the Midwest has breeded so many amazing you know, people when it comes to fashion, when it comes to influence and culture, things like that. When you go from Chicago to Motown, you know what I mean, to Cleveland, St. Louis, Milwaukee, Minnesota, all these places where, you know, you got Prince, you got, like I said, Motown, you know, you got all these people who influence the culture and urban culture so heavily. We still shine. And you know, Doc and the Professor and Gabe and others are a prime example of that.
Yeah, and I think like what we are, I think the biggest thing what we doing is, and anybody and everybody that's listening or see this, right? Um, I definitely recommend to tap in, because what we are doing this year, just from urban intellectuals to conscious coaching to Doc to Forever, to Gate, everybody that we have been associated with, like we're just creating one big machine,
Yep.
right? So that we leverage everybody's platform, um, and we make these connections and moves. So like if it's something that you are very passionate about, and you got a passion for, like we are really working this network so we can make this happen. And I'm about to live colossal. Airman's just put it in there. So again, so
That's
man,
another
that's
brand.
another one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
God.
and and it's bigger
I got a couple
than,
of his pieces.
yeah, it's bigger than the just the label. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a thought process behind it.
Yep.
And
Emotional
you
connection,
know,
universal connection. Yeah.
exactly. And that's the thing, is like we talk about fashion, and today's topic is more than a label. And if you think about it, all of these other uh people who have clothing lines, it don't get that energy and that move until it becomes a part of black fashion. Going
Talking
back,
about
looking
urban
at
culture.
Dapper Dan, right? Louis and them didn't do nothing but household stuff. They did curtains.
Yeah.
You know,
Sheets.
they made luggage, sheets. They wasn't making clothes, but you know, once he tapped into their material, because he thought, he just like, you know, the quality of the material that they had, and just even imagine at his time, it wasn't that it was expensive, but it wasn't that expensive.
Right.
But then when you
It was
take,
accessible.
yeah, accessible. When you take a person of color and they begin to um, recreate what they have, using their materials, it goes to a whole nother level.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Yep. When you throw your stamp on it, I think, we add value to whatever we touch, especially creatively. You know what I mean? Because we have a different outlook on what propaganda or the media has made mainstream, right? We're doing a lot of times complete opposite of it. And it's something that it does to the mind. You know what I mean? It's something that it does to the mind. It gives you a different view, and a lot of times it could turn you on. Sometimes it could turn you off, whatever the case. I mean, take Kendrick's Super Bowl performance, for example. It was probably one of the best performances that a lot of people will ever see, and one of the most impactful performances that went over a lot of people's heads as well. But, like I said, it will trigger something in your brain, whether it turns you on or turns you off. It's provocative. It gets the people going, and a lot of times with us in fashion, we do things that others can't do. Like what's been our thing that we love, Tony? Like all of the old, not old, but a lot of our trailblazers, the pictures with the grills, the Whitney
Yeah,
Houston, the Malcolm X,
yeah,
like that's hard with the gold slugs. Like that's hard because that's our culture, but it's bridging the gap too, right? So that's big, right? Bridging the gap, and that's part of fashion too when it comes to our accessories, our jewelry, and things that we do. So I think that's big. But yeah, man. Shout out Air Max. My that's another brother of mine. Shout out Aramis with his live colossal brand, because one awesome thing that I think he did was in working with another brother of mine, Black Rabbit Skinny, Andres Williams, on he was on one of our pods from last year. We was in his studio live, but where they collaborated and created different cartoon characters for people who reached out and paid to get their own cartoon character. Like, talk about the unity there. Like, Brent working with another creative, creating something that puts somebody else in the spotlight that we all know, and that we all, mess with, we all, cool with. And I thought that was huge when everybody was getting their own characters made through the Live Colossal platform, and Skinny was producing it. That was huge. I was like, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's done some amazing things. So shout out Air Max too.
definitely was. Um,
It was a time.
and yeah, and he tapped in the group, in the chat I meant, and he was talking about Dapper Dan, right?
Okay.
And because yeah, Dapper Dan ended up full circle. He got
Be
sued.
corrective
He got
duty.
sued by Gucci,
Went to jail.
and well, he was underground for some years,
Yeah.
and then got
The noise.
sued, and taxes and all of that.
The
But
money.
then
That's what it
yeah, the
was. It was the
crazy
money. It was the money.
the
When you
crazy
got
part
these
is
type,
they come. Go
go
ahead.
ahead, my bad.
The crazy part is they come back after they have gotten from you everything that they want, and turn around, and then they just, how you gonna take from me, make money off of me, then offer me a job?
Yeah.
That's the crazy part of it to me.
Well,
You take
yeah.
from me.
Take from me. Well, I mean, let's be 100. I play devil's advocate with a lot of things. We talk
True.
about cats like Dapper Dan. He used their brand, right? They
Yes.
were like Mike Tyson and who are all these other big people who were coming. I'll use Mike Tyson because they talk about the famous fight that happened at Dapper Dan, which they said kind of sparked
Yeah. Yeah.
his downfall. That was kind of like that. Like that kind of started it all. Was it brought that fight brought the bad publicity to his boutique. But Dapper was using these people's now it was wrong that they decided to press charges against him. It wasn't like he was trying to take Louis Vuitton or Gucci or Fendi and use their brand and say, this is mine. No, what he did was, hey, I'm purchasing your material that's out there to the
Right.
public. I'm not stealing it. We're purchasing it. And then I'm doing what any tailor, any designer does, and cut this stuff up and sew it back together how these people want it. That's where they messed up with. Now, business is business, no matter if it's
True.
good business, bad business, right business, wrong business. Where these people come from, like, hey, you're making $1 without our consent with our name, right? So I get that, but I think it's overkill when you decide to press charges and be a big contribution to someone their freedom being taken from them, their artistic abilities, the way to feed their children and families. That's when it becomes an issue, and that's when it becomes robbing the culture. Because All he did was innovate. All he did was boost their, because guess what? One of these big drug dealers' girlfriends gonna come get a coat made, and then they're gonna go straight to Bloomingdale's and buy a bag from you guys. So y'all made double the money because Dapper paid for this material. Then now they're going to the store to buy the real bag because and they try to act like we're these animals who just want to rummage and savage and ravage everything. No, 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 no. We have class and we know how to handle business, but don't do the overkill. Don't come for our necks when all we did was build up the brand or help continue to keep the brand consistent. But I think they're doing right by him, because if he didn't do, if he didn't think that they were right still, he wouldn't have never took the job. But I'm sure they made
Do you honestly believe that he feel like they doing right, or he feel like
y'all that took
it's
so much
almost
from me,
one of them? It's almost one of them take it or leave it.
Right.
Right.
If you can't beat them, join them type things.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's being paid very, very comfortably, above comfortably, handsomely, however. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, we got to really be honest, and I don't know if he getting 30 cents on the dollar.
Right, and I understand that too. And then I look at other things. Like I look at Pharrell and Louis Vuitton, what they're doing, right? That's like the center of, like, if you follow Pharrell and his creative, and whether it be fashion, whether it be music, and anything beyond that, art, collaboration, that's the center of Pharrell's world right now is Louis. And I think for someone of that importance globally, and someone that big of a creative globally, it wouldn't be the center of his life right now if they weren't paying him. And I feel as though Pharrell isn't a gatekeeper, and he's also one for the culture just because of things that you hear about on paper. Not just, he seems like a nice guy. No, you've seen how he put people on and looked out for people, and made sure things were done right. I feel like, Dapper and Pharrell have both the same type of situations, and I feel like they got to be paying him back. They got to be paying Dap back for the time he lost, the money he lost, his reputation. I feel like don't make it right. Don't get me wrong. It'll never be right what they did to him. It'll never be right. But are we gonna sit here on our soapbox, or are we gonna get this money that they giving us? You know what I mean? It's and we're selective, right? We talk about selective energy, but as a society, and I talk about this all the time, we're very selective with what we're willing to accept and what we're willing to deny. What's right and then what's wrong. We're very selective with how with how we view a lot of things. And I think when it comes to like cats like Dap and Gucci, I feel like they got to be doing something right, because I feel like he's too big now. Like the time that it all happened, where he decided to join forces with them and so on and so forth, I feel like they couldn't have, you know what I mean? They couldn't have really half-stepped when they approached him, you know what I mean? But we know with business that a lot gets handled, a lot of conversations are handled behind closed doors as well. So, like, who knows, who spoke for who? Was it him in these meetings? Was it his representatives? Was it lawyers? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a lot that goes into play when it comes to a lot of this stuff. But I hope they're doing right by Dap. You know what I mean? I hope.
What about even like we look at the trends, right? So, we talked about this a little bit before, but just think about, like, and I know people got their own feelings about Ye, whatnot, however it may be, but
right,
to me, that creative genius side, right? When he started making his shoes and the design, everybody said that's not going to sell, that's ugly. But if you look at every major shoe fashion designer,
they tried to duplicate it. Yeah.
But not only have they tried to duplicate it, they have taken someone from his team and put them on their team.
On payroll.
So what does that say? What does that say about the power of our culture to either build or destroy? Because a lot of times we separate from the teams that we're with because there's a bigger bag for us over here.
Right.
But that bigger bag often limits us in power, right? So like Virgil Abloh, he got the Louis job instead of Kanye, right? But his contract came with more money than what Kanye could give him, but there was no royalty. So right now he's no longer with us, but Louis is the one constantly capitalizing off that. You know the the off white. You know, been sold 3-4 times now.
Mhm.
You know, I wonder if we ever stop to look at if the bigger bag is less control
Right.
or freedom.
Like you taking a bigger bag means you got more freedom to do what you want. What you mean?
No. Like a lot of times we get this bigger bag, right? But we don't have the same leverage in that company that we
Okay.
had
If we did it
with the
ourselves.
company that we was in. We don't
Okay.
still have those creative freedoms, you know.
Right. Um, I would say in a situation like Virgil Abloh and a Kanye West, I think, I love Kanye. I love the new, the old, everything. I love everything about Ye because he is a non-zip my lips, man of color and a great creative, one who's helped raise me in my younger years, my teenage years, listen to his music, how he innovated culture, things like that. But I think on a lot of accounts, himself being a Gemini and things of that nature, I don't think it was all of maybe just the bag and residuals that came with the bag. I think it was workforce environment too. You know what I mean? I think it was
Yeah.
where can I go where I don't have to walk around on eggshells, or where I have the final say so because I believe that my idea may be better than yours and I get judged for that. You know what I mean? And he went somewhere where he was able to um you know, he went somewhere where he was able to, okay, I have this big role here.
Man, why you always playing this devil advocate, man? Like you
Because
killing
I
me with
have
this.
to.
You killing me with this right now.
This is what
Like
it's about, right?
we I get it, but you know what I'm saying? You keep playing this, spinning this like, oh, maybe
But you
he
don't
wasn't
never let
creative.
me finish.
Hey, all right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm gonna
So,
just ask you this, right?
okay.
Who wore that first Pyrex outfit that cost about $30
Yeah.
and and put the man
Yeah.
over the fences?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Go ahead though.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna say this. There's two different type of loyalties,
True.
right? You
Yeah.
can be dumb and be loyal,
Mm.
or you can be loyal to a fault. And a lot of us are loyal to the fault. Like like you are late 30s, early 40s, black male with children, a wife, home, all of this. You're not gonna sacrifice that when you know what you have worth, which what your worth is. You're not gonna sacrifice any of that to stroke somebody's ego,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So regardless if I don't get any royalties off of this shit, right? I'm still gonna get more money, and because we got to think about the tip to the scale here. Like, okay,
Okay.
so here I'm gonna get less money. I got to deal with this tyrant of a fucking boss, and I mean he's gonna give me residual, and I know this brand basically gonna be mine, but I gotta still deal with this nigga. Or I could go over here and get some more money. I don't get no residuals, but I got peace of mind.
Did he have peace of mind?
Who?
Virgil, I'm just asking, do we know if he had peace of mind?
Yep.
Do we know?
Because he could have went back to Yeezy at any moment.
You sure he could have? Because you talking major labels now. When you get to dealing with like, it be so much. It turned at one point, like the
They
passion of what you do turns to um, strictly legal contract,
right,
and they not playing.
right, right, and
So
I
I'm
get
I'm
that.
I'm not saying you're not right. I'm
Oh yeah,
just
no,
throwing my
and my
devil
thing is,
advocate
I
too.
don't know the paperwork. I don't know what Virgil signed, and if they had him in a "you're our slave now" contract, you know what I mean, and he didn't have to deal with that. See, I don't know those things, you know what I mean. But I feel like Virgil was a smart guy. I feel like he had a smart team behind him. Like even in his demise, the brand is bigger than it's ever been. I feel like it continues to
Yeah.
grow every year. Whether it be Off-White, whether it be Louis Vuitton or anything, or his art that he's done. You know what I mean? I think he continues to be bigger even in his demise, like a Nipsey or somebody like that. He's immortalized. And you know, if he wasn't, because I'm a conspiracist sometimes, and I think, well, what do you know? As soon as Virgil's at the peak of his career, he gets cancer and he passes. You know what I mean? Like I think about things like that, right?
Aggressive cancer.
Aggressive. Like
Yeah,
it could
what
have
they
been
said.
like within months, right? It could have been weeks or something like that.
No, I think from
Speaking
what I
of
do
speaking of
recall.
Virgil, Gabe met
Go ahead.
him when he was sick, right before he passed. I
Yeah.
think within the same year.
Uh-huh.
So I say, I'd say, um, those things may have been, you know what I mean, just like any other progressive person in our culture. I mean, Prince doesn't want to sell his royalties, or he doesn't want, whatever, and then all of a sudden he passes. He was just in perfect health. Or Michael Jackson's about to go do the biggest tour of his career and purchase one of the biggest companies ever, and then all of a sudden he pops. Whitney Houston, they want her, and you think about these people and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, okay, all right, like it's y'all
You
becoming
can't go
too.
down that rabbit hole.
I'm not gonna go all the way there because I know we had like 51 minutes, but I know where
Go
you was
ahead.
going with that when you brought up the whole. You sure he was happy? You sure that Virgil was happy with his move and things like that? Um, I feel like he could have. Virgil was in such a clear, and I say this. You know how in Space Jam he was like, Larry Bird's not white. Larry Bird's clear.
Oh, you talking about the original Space Jam? You ain't talking about.
Right. No, we not. No. So what I'm saying that Virgil was the same way. He was huge for the world because how he brought so many different people, places, and things together on one platform. We talking about people from urban culture. We talking about people from high class. We talking about people from the struggle because we talking about fashion. Then we
Did
talking
Virgil do
about,
that?
huh?
Did Virgil do that?
I feel as though he did because of the average thing he was doing artistically and from his architecture point of view.
Right.
The average person in urban culture wouldn't be able to accept that or respect that. Am I right or am I
And I
wrong?
get that. I get that.
Right?
But I'm saying that from Virgil to Emery, Tremaine Emery, to like that whole cast, like there's
Yeah,
6 or
shout out
7
Tremaine.
people from different places that Ye brought in, and they brought in that platform.
Right.
We
But
don't, and I'm just saying, we don't give that man his credit. Society
we
does
do.
not give that man his credit.
That's why he's worth $2.7 billion.
Do we give him that credit? Like, if we really look at it, everybody just talking about, yes, I'm firmly assured that, you know what I'm saying, he has some mental health issues, but,
We all fucked
you know
up.
what I'm saying? Yeah, but when you go through traumatic things, and like in one of Ye's documentaries, he talks about, oh, here we go. Hold on.
You,
What up, bro?
what's going on?
So we were just getting into this real quick. My man he always like to play the Ye crazy side, and that be
I
getting me.
don't. Oh, now you putting words in my mouth. Now you just trying to throw me under the
you
bus.
always say, you just called my man a tyrant.
No, see
But
the
the
thing with
proof in
Ye,
the pudding. It's not what I'm
Go
just.
ahead.
This ain't nothing
Man.
I'm pulling out
I'm
my.
just stirring the pot. Go ahead.
I'm not
it's
pulling this out my butt. Like these are things we've been able to see visually.
I
Like
think
we've
with
been able
Ye,
to hear with our ears. Like
What did he say wrong?
no, it ain't about what
I
they
don't
say
think we
is
like
wrong.
that man delivery, but what did he say wrong?
Okay, you just answer my question. You can't be wrong, but it's how you can call me ugly and not call me ugly.
with Ye though,
Tony,
I think
you wouldn't work under Kanye. You of all people wouldn't work on him. That's why you not glorify him, but that's why you big him up how you big him up, because you like, I wouldn't work on that nigga, but I would be that nigga.
I would work under Ye.
Fuck out of here.
I think it's a method to the madness with
Fuck
Kanye
out
though,
of here.
Yeah,
because like the shit that Kanye put out, like
And I'm
when he
Michael
said
Jackson.
when Kanye said he lost all that money to like go on a polo.
You wouldn't work under Ye. I know you, Tone.
So you think Ye
You like
crazy, Doc?
there's no way in hell this man is gonna sit here and talk to me like this.
Doc, you think Ye
And what I
crazy?
bring to the table, man, you gonna tuck your chin and tuck your tail for Ye and say yes, master. Fuck out
You
of here.
you think
No
he
sir.
crazy?
Not you, Tone. I know you. You
Doc,
wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that.
Aaron is talking to you.
Let me get in here. You know I'm on the StreamYard app, so I can't see all of the
uh,
He on there too.
Doc, you
on
can't hear me?
StreamYard app.
I hear him. You don't hear him?
You
Oh,
can't hear me,
he's
Doc?
on the chat.
Yeah.
He's no, he's in. I add him to
You know I'm on my
the
phone.
screen.
I ain't on no laptop. It's still
Refresh,
loading.
refresh.
Hold on.
Look back in.
I don't think Ye crazy though. I just think it's a method to like I think it's all marketing at the end of the day. Like
True.
he know what he do to get a rise. Like it's all marketing. And all marketing is good marketing most of the time. And then like
It's always gonna be a crowd. It's always gonna be a circle that lock in and ride with you. So how can you lose?
no, for sure. And then like when Kanye said he lost all that money going to Polo with all his designs and shit. I don't think he took that shit he dropped with Yeezy to them. Cause I don't think you can't tell me Kanye took holy t-shirts and shit to Polo thinking they was gonna buy that. I think all that shit came about because he wanted to show the world he can sell any fucking thing. So I'm gonna put out this holy T-shirt just to show these big white companies that I can sell anything. Like influence is more important than money in certain aspects.
Yeah, it's it's a book I got down here, and it's about control, right? And there's uh three facets of control. There's the creative side, the influential side, and then there's the economic side, right? So you have to have, they say you have to have two of the three in order to be major. So what typically happens is you may have a person that's influential, they're popular and whatever, right? And you got another person that's got the creative design, but he's not the popular person. So something that he's creating is not going to go far till somebody with influence um, begins to acknowledge it, aware, and then it's not going to go global until somebody with finance
Mm-hmm.
uh, can push it and put you on the right platform and market. So it's like it's a twisted braid to where you know that comes like the braid got three strands like in your head
Yeah.
that braid.
Because because influence is so important. People hate to admit it, but like most of the time when people get on a new trend, it's because they seen somebody with some sort of influence have it. Like
Right.
and people hate to admit that. Oh, y'all just following. How else we gonna get exposed to new stuff if we didn't see it from somewhere?
Right.
Yeah.
What
Like
I say. Go ahead.
I hate when people say, "Oh, y'all trend hoppers." Like everything is a trend. Like nothing is original. Like you have to
Yep.
see it
Nothing new under
somewhere.
the sun.
You have to see it somewhere.
That's why I say the Midwest. I say it's like the toilet bowl of the states. All of the culture comes from the coast
And
because
that's with anything too. Even our food and produce. Like it's a
come on,
reason why
man.
you go somewhere close to the coast. The stuff tastes better because it's straight there.
Yeah.
Everything has to
Straight from
travel
source.
to get here. Like that's
Right.
why you know what I'm saying. That's why we're the last to be known for everything.
Yep.
But like you were saying, the Midwest created so many great people. Like our influence is like through the roof.
And then also we the height of American civilization too. Like I mean, we're one of the pillars because all the natural resources that we produce too, right? You know what I'm saying? All the wheat, grains, the fucking, agriculture, all of that stuff, right? So, you know, like you said, like we was just touching on, you know, we shine because we're able to stand out. You know what I mean? And we're able to figure out, okay, how can I innovate? Because it's almost like we born to think like that, right? Like it gotta be different. Whatever it is, it gotta be different. How I rock it, I gotta rock a different color, or I gotta, you know what I'm saying, rock a different version, or you know what I mean? Like, so
That's,
I think
that's just culture, especially like in our culture. Like like we was just brought up to be different. Like we had to make do with a lot of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially growing up in like, you know, inner city neighborhoods and shit. Everybody looked the same. So what can I do to stand out? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, let me clean my shoes a little more so they clean when I go to school. Or let me iron my clothes so they not wrinkled when I, you know
Or
what
let
I'm
me
saying?
get the nameplate airless in both ears with the matching chain.
Like straight up. You
But you
know,
know, I think also like if you look at like Midwest, right? If you hear Midwest, really, you get Chicago, Minneapolis, uh, Indiana, Cleveland, you
St.
know,
Louis,
little places like
Detroit,
that, right? St. Louis, Detroit,
Detroit.
you'll get certain places, right? But then these other cities that's around them, in a way, we kind of get the toilet bowl treatment, right?
I just said.
Like, because they be like, oh, you know, like, and you go out of town, you tell somebody you from Illinois, they change your whole,
Boy,
you from
they will
Chicago?
mix anywhere.
No,
Like
yeah,
Midwest
but I'm just
cats,
saying,
you
if you
be
tell them that,
from
they automatically gonna tie you to Chicago, or I'm from Michigan, oh, they're gonna tie you to Detroit, whatever. But
mhm.
it's like,
Mhm.
in a way, like we've seen so many people from here, they make it to a certain level, and then the media is asking them where they're from, right? And they
Mhm.
gonna say Chicago,
And depending on your
St. Louis,
team, and
Milwaukee.
depending on your team, they're gonna tell you to say you from one of them bigger
Yeah.
Yeah,
cities because they don't nobody know Rockford. So like people get mad at that shit, but most of the time it don't even be your decision if you got a team like that behind you.
And the world has changed to where that's becoming more acceptable. We're being thorough, and I feel like social media has done that. You know what I mean? Where the consumer has to be on the hip of whatever they're consuming, whether it be food, whether it be fashion, no matter what it is. So the more thorough you are, I feel like, you know what I mean, adds to your credibility. You know what I mean? So
And then it's just social media. It's like it doesn't. There's no point in lying now because everything is like in your
you can
palm of
find,
your hand. You can find anything.
you know, yeah. That's why I say, like, you know, you can go on Google and find Kanye talking to his people like that.
I think with Kanye aspect is just that he's so passionate with everything, and like most
Right.
people don't get that level of passion. So if you like even with probably with your music, if it's like something that you super passionate about, and somebody trying to tell you wrong, you gonna flip shit because this is your passion.
I
Like
done been ready to crash out and
I'm
tried a
also
few
very
times over some shit.
I'm also very no, I'm also very I'm a universal dude. I think that's why I've been able to be so successful with my music is because every bar that I write, I don't want it I want it to be universal. I feel like that's what make me rare and that's what make me stand out
but
when
at
it
the
comes
same time, it's probably some shit that you write that come from your life, and if someone tell you that you're not right about that, like how you gonna
yeah,
tell me about my life? Like you can write something
right,
about your pops, and
right,
somebody will tell you like, nah, you know that ain't, and you like, how you gonna tell me? You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like, because you passionate about that type shit.
Right.
You know what
Oh
I'm saying?
yeah, facts. But I'm a very rational motherfucker. Like I'm on the facts. I'm all about facts because I think that's one of the issues with the world and with fashion, things like that. Like, is just being thorough, like having the real truth, like really doing your background, doing your research, like having trusted sources and not just trusted sources within your realm of the world. No, being completely universal. Like when if I'm gonna say something, can a little girl in Tanzania feel it, understand, whether it be about love, whether it be about life, whether it be about family, whether it be about fashion? Can somebody feel it? And I feel like that's what make me stand out. But like I say, with cats like Ye, I think there's a thin line and a blurred line between passionate and being passionate and being insane. So not
Well,
saying that he is
I mean, most like geniuses are on the
are
spectrum.
crazy.
Are they on the
Yeah.
spectrum?
Well,
Most geniuses?
the crazy part is they don't know everybody, and I learned this through education and taking special ed class course. The crazy part is, so we talk about autism, right?
Right.
Everybody is on the autism spectrum. Just
Right.
most people are in the middle,
Because we
right? You
overstimulated.
but the people that we consider high level genius, they're on the far end of autism. And then a lot of times the people that we're used to seeing and dealing with, you know what I'm saying, they're on the low end. So like these are the people that see, the kids and stuff that you see, even adults, they have some issues learning, but we never look at the regular human or the genius being on that on that far end of that spectrum because in their mind they have everything laid out so perfectly.
Right.
Like
They thought about it millions of times before they put it out there. And in the moment one thing goes one different way, it's a trigger for them because they can't handle it being differently than what they have put out in their head. And they know it's going to work, but they can't handle that change.
Right. They can't. And it becomes
it's like a form. It's like it's their formula. Once like something an equation is off, they don't know how to react.
right.
Yeah, they click.
Yeah. I agree.
So Doc always playing devil's advocate.
Yeah. And that's what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
I
But
play
and
devil's
I get it.
advocate to make sure
You
people
gotta
ain't
have the
being
yin.
irrational.
You gotta have the yin with the yang.
And I was about to say, ain't no light without dark.
But I don't think Kanye crazy though. And like even for example, like y'all was talking about Dapper Dan and shit. Like don't like Dapper Dan should have went like I said, fucking Gucci sued him. He was forced to go underground for 28 years. He said luckily he had connections from all the dope boys and shit from the East Coast to the West Coast and Mid.
To
So he
feed the
was cool with.
family.
But like, how would that make you feel? Y'all sue me and then y'all come back around and give me fashion director. Like that's enough to make you go insane. Like y'all that took 30
Crazy.
years of my life.
I
And
feel
that's
like
the whole point.
go ahead.
Because in his book,
That's
you know, he was saying that he was getting so much money, he started sleeping in his shop. And then the dope boys would be coming like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. He was like, because you got to think, like, it's a reason why all these fashion brands like switch from like a lot of them was just golf clothes,
Right.
tennis
Tennis.
clothes. And then now they doing the track suits, they doing all this other because they want the black dollar. And then
Yeah.
when they seen that they needed somebody with that influence, they went and got it. Like, it ain't enough money in the world you can pay Dapper Dan to make that up.
Right.
Like,
and that's what I said. Like even in the book, you know, where it talks about like at the very beginning, what's about the middle of the book, Aaron, you know how he talked about like he would load up his van. Like this tells you how much influence you got. Like that's the book right there. I got it right over here. My
yeah.
man would load up his van and he would make a trip, go down East Coast, down to the South, through Atlanta, come back up the Midwest, go through Chicago, Detroit, back to New York. That was like a monthly thing for him.
Yeah. He went on tour.
Nothing but fabric in the back of a van.
And then set up shop, make you I'll make your coat by the night. So when
But
it's
like
time to hit the
now,
club,
like
you good.
you do that, you put yourself in dangerous territory when you messing with them white folks' money. Like
Yeah.
now, it ain't no suing you now. You just gonna come up missing or like like you.
They not playing. They gonna
No,
offer you a job for that. They gonna offer you a job for 10 cents on the dollar, and then be like, "Look, either you in or you out."
Make you offer you can't refuse.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that out gonna be a real out. And that's why I say, like, even looking at like,
Even
and
like
I
the Pharrell
understand,
situation, like
yeah.
I think it's crazy. Like they trying to replace. I like. Granted, Pharrell is a dope like fashion person, but like you can tell what they want. They just want somebody with black influence on that side. You know, they didn't
That's
take
what
them. No,
everybody, but that's what we've
yeah.
been wanting, right?
I feel like people been wanting our own more so than like put in those rooms. Like,
But why haven't none of these people worked with Ye to build on Yeezy? Yeezy's probably the biggest
But see, that's that thing.
black
That's that
owned,
thing.
the biggest, the most valuable black owned, like Fubu and all these other things. Like remember the late '90s and the early 2000s where like um black fashion was like huge, where we had all of these. We had Echo, we had Fubu,
What's Airman's? What's my man name that owned Fubu? That
uh,
what's his name?
Dang.
Dame, the Diamond Dame, or something like that. I got his
Yeah,
book. I got his
listen,
book too. It's called the Power of Broke. You know, Fubu
right,
still
but
worth
he
a
didn't
couple
have a
million.
team. Yeah, but he didn't. The difference is he didn't have that influential team. Ye was the first person to have the influential team. So like you gotta look at Virgil Abloh's documentary and then look at a couple of Ye's documentary. Virgil,
Jay
Emery,
Renzo.
all of them say that it was Ye that took them and Ye was like, hey, we finna go overseas. We gon' Ye paid for them to have an internship with Fendi. Ye took them to the first fashion week. And Jay picked people that was from different elements. Virgil was an architect.
And
Um,
speaking of Virgil, like this, the
go ahead.
book that Virgil said gave him some influence. It's called "Not Enough." This is not in a T-shirt by Bobby Hundreds. Y'all remember that brand, the
Yeah,
Hundreds? They used to do
Yeah, with the
like
bombs.
yeah. This book got Virgil into that side of the world. Like it's like I'm saying, influence is like sometimes influence is
it's
stronger
crazy.
than money.
Yep, it is.
And that's what I'm saying. So, like, if you think about it, with Ye, he turned around. You put this team together. That's kind of like if you start watching different things, you see bits and pieces. Remember when he started his fallout with Jay? He was upset because when Jay went to Puma, Puma reached out and snipped a couple of his people, his
Right in
design
front
people,
of them.
right off the bat. And he's like, "Come on, man, you know I'm trying to build this empire, but you work with Puma and you know they plucking my people."
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't,
Nike
you ain't you
turned
ain't really
around.
looking out for me.
Yeah, Nike turned around and plucked a couple of his people. You working your deal with you working your deal with Louis, and Louis turned around and hire your right hand man instead of you. They tell you, well, we ain't gonna be able to do this deal, but they hire your right hand man. That stuff gonna make you lose it, bro.
Yep.
But again, you know what I'm saying? Fashion and stuff that we have is definitely uh more than just a label. It is our energy, our time, our reality. You know, Stokely, come here, man. You just want to be on TV.
Big old dog.
Oh,
What you
man.
got? One of them big old.
No,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
this
That's
Stokely.
the baby.
I ain't gonna mention his middle name. I don't rock with that. This Stokely Du Bois. You know, this the guard dog in the house.
Right.
He learning that, but you know the biggest is outside, man. He just
Yeah. That one. You
friend.
know, he home friendly. He ain't gonna tear the couch up.
Oh my gosh, man. And I ain't big on this little dog stuff, but he just gonna stay right here in the way, man, until I let him on.
Mm-hmm. But I think today's topic was amazing. You know what I mean? I think we had some good flow today, man, as far as just getting deeper into the fashion pieces, getting into the politics of it. And then, we get awesome guests like Gabe on here and Aaron Miss and others who tap into the chat, man. I think we got a good thing going this week. I think this is a good idea, Professor. This this month's theme been off the chain, my boy.
Oh man, I can't. You know what I'm saying? We got some stuff cooking for next week, so
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
was gonna say, I was
gonna be
gonna say too. In the midst of all of this, in the midst of all of this, speaking of fashion, we got peacoats and denim coming
yes,
up.
yes,
Peacoats and denim,
man.
and
Pico's
and
in
we,
denim,
yep.
man.
And where we gonna be at?
March
What
30th.
March
March
30th?
30th. So I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, we doing something different because I love like the outside vibe. Um, we are going to be under. We're gonna be on Short Jefferson, which is 220 North
Water
North
Street.
Market Street, at the very back of City Market. So we're gonna be up under Jefferson Street Bridge. Two DJs, AG and Tidal Wave, you know what I'm
Yes,
saying, and
sir.
the Indie Winter Bonfire, you know what I'm saying. I don't know if people really know uh, the up under the short Jefferson Street, up under Jefferson Street Bridge, got the post with all the paintings and stuff on there. So it's gonna really be a vibe. We got ambiance with the food and the alcohol, but we
Come get
also
you a soul
got
food cup.
we also got a super dope package, right? You know what I'm saying? It's fireside package. So which is 355 people 2 bottles of Clico and a bundle of cigars, and you will be close to the fire, so you can be warm. So that's the fireside package. And I'm just really looking to see, who come with it. The best of the best. From the men to the lady, to the ladies. Just fashion. You know what I'm saying? Because we
Yeah.
all get creative when it comes to this.
Yep, definitely. Yep, we all get online and see who we go, or we go drive out. I know a couple of the guys. We even got together and drove out to the city. You know what I mean? People get online and see what they can put together. I'm a classic man. Y'all will find me in my Timberlands. I may have me but I don't really go too crazy. I know Jamarden went crazy one year. He had the half and half, the Harvey Dent joint.
Yeah, yeah.
I know. I think KB went crazy one year. He had the super long plaid joint. My boy Chris Bowden. Who else been going crazy, man? Like my thing is this year I just want to be just with the people, man. I've been turned down a little bit, so I be loving to be in these rare settings with all the people. So and then just to see how y'all come, like the ladies with the long coats and then the long leather boots with the skirt, you know what I mean? They throwing their hats on, they scullies and all of that, man. I think it's gonna be amazing. Something different, man. I think
I'm
it's
thinking about
awesome.
going the denim route though, because it's
Going
denim and
where?
pea coat, so you don't have to have a pea coat. You can have a denim coat. I'm thinking about, what I'm saying, because it's denim and pea coat. So what I'm saying.
Full
I think
length
I'm gonna
denim?
start going. Yes, you can wear denim. It's
No,
denim and
I'm
pea
saying,
coat,
are
so you
you
can have,
thinking about going full length denim?
yeah, with the
Full,
wool inside,
Ooh, like this. Hold
with the
on, something
wool
like this.
inside, the extra thick hoodie.
Something like this, but like full length though.
Yeah, just the full length, all the way down.
Or like this low. Like you gotta come down way down here.
Yeah,
Okay. I
full
see you.
length denim, 5'4".
I see you. I see
Full
you.
length denim, 5'4".
Yeah, I think I'm gonna come. I think I'm gonna do. And who knows? I might not do Timberland. I might do some tennis shoes. I might, depending on if that's snow out there. If that's snow out there, we talk. It's gonna be March 30th. So Lord
Yeah,
willing.
man, I'm thinking full length denim with the wool inside, Carhartt hoodie, what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Carhartt jeans, Carhartt shoes, you know what I'm saying? Just really get my work band on.
Yeah, I hear you. Getting your union on.
Yeah, get my union on.
Get your union on. Get your
But
railroad
yeah,
on.
bro. But man, hey, again, appreciate everybody that has been tuning in to us. Hey, they got hit that Urban Intellectuals 815.com website. Sign up.
Do
You
that.
got a business, you got a brand. Uh, Send me a link so we can get you signed up with the Black Book. We want to promote everything that we have around here. If you have a
Yep.
brand, if you have a business, let's really do that and build off of it. So again, appreciate y'all for tuning in this week. Bro, you want to close us out? Add anything to it? What you got coming up? I know you got some hosts and stuff coming up. Let them know.
Oh yeah, for sure. So at the end of the month, February 27th, we gonna be at Escape Bar and Grill in Beloit, Wisconsin for a comedy corner. It's our first time at Escape. Shout out Blazo, shout out Swago Society. But the good folks at Night Owl Group, myself, my dog Jay Edwards, and then my beloved cousin and brother Jalen Elliott for Night Owl Group will be bringing some amazing talent to you. This will be the battle of the sexes. A comedy corner. We got your likes of cats like Crown Vic and my homegirl Gemini and some more amazing artists as well as comedians. They'll be there tearing the stage down. We got the best of the best on both ends. I'll be not only hosting but performing. We got When It Was Fun, we'll be in Davenport. I think it's March 7th. What I mean? We getting rehearsals and stuff knocked out for that. March 30th, we do have our Picosa Denim coming up. That's gonna be fun, amazing. What else we got coming up? Oh, Party Down the Block, my boy Gustavo. Shout out 20th Sounds,
Mm.
Midwest Winners, my boy Eli, my boy Danny. We'll be at Euphoria March the 3rd. I mean May 3rd, I think it is. May 2nd or 3rd, we'll be at Euphoria. Shout out Emmanuel. Shout out Ty. Shout out all the guys there for showing us love. Yeah, man, and that's just to name a few events. Oh yeah, and last but certainly not least, March 7th as well. Oh my God, I think I got some dates messed up. I hope not. We might be in Davenport March 1st, and then March 7th. I'll be at the Rammies at the Women's Club, man. I'm nominated for performing Hip Hop Artist of the Year for the Rockford.
At the Rammies,
At the
okay.
Rammies, yeah, man, for the Rockford Art Council. Shout out to my big brother Vic Monster, the mayor of the Rock. We'll be there doing big things, man. Be tucked up. Hopefully your boy can bring that home, but I'm in really good company. Shout out
Man,
OTO
see, like
President.
I'm gonna get on my Kanye real quick, man. I'm gonna have to holler at Mary and them, Mary McNamara, because I ain't never been nominated for a Grammy with my creative ingenuity. You know what I'm saying? I might be outside with a picket sign, vote for Doc, but forget all y'all,
Do
vote
that,
for
do that,
Doc.
do that, do that, do that, man. That might that
Nah, I'm
might
just
that
playing.
might change the balance. But nah,
But
I'm
I'm
in real
there.
good
I'm there.
company.
I'm there for you.
Love, yeah, man. Y'all can go to Eventbrite right now and look up the Rammy Awards, RAMI, on Eventbrite, or you can Google it, Mr. Rockford Art Council, or you can go to Vic Monster's page. He's been promoting heavy on it, and you can go on my page. I've been promoting as well. But yeah, your boy is nominated for Performing Hip Hop Artist of the Year, so I'm very excited for that. It's big to me. It's a stamp from the city that they watching and they know what you're doing, and then I'm doing some good stuff. So yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff going, man. We working, We starting off
Let's see.
2025,
Let's see.
on fire, baby. So yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm
but yeah,
saying.
Doc and the Professor, man.
2020. Hey, Doc and the Professor. Hey, second episode, third episode of
Third,
the year.
yeah,
Third episode of the year. And you know what I'm saying, this has been nothing but amazing.
amazing content.
Yeah, we started off at the beginning of the year in February.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So again,
On
we
Tony's
appreciate
watch.
everybody that's been locked in with us and tuning in, and we just know it's just gonna grow from here.
Yep, for sure. And we
So
want y'all to continue to grow with us. So go to urbanintellectuals815.com. Sign up for that black book. Check out all the content we got going on and stay in tune with us, man. We're gonna see y'all next week.
all right, cool. Appreciate it. Love. Till
Peace.
next week.
Yes, sir.